My name is Steve Fox, and I teach web security and web application security for programmers. For people who are just getting started in the field, most people in computer security either come from a programming background. Web applications is the current software as a service in the cloud and all of that. That's what application programming is currently. Or they come from a networking background. They're the guy who hooks up the network in the office building and, the IT guy. And so a career in IT security generally starts in one of these two expertise. The computer security field is an excellent growth place to be in. The sad story is we're losing the battle. More and more you hear of data breaches and personal information, credit card numbers being stolen, all of this sort of thing. And so that's the dark side of it, but it means there's a huge growth for the industry, so it's an excellent career to be in. I'll say this though, it is a career that is a labor of love. It's very hard technically to be really good at it. There's plenty of room to grow into it if you're willing to commit your time to learning it and understanding it. But I'll say it's absolutely a labor of love. You have to love tinkering with computers and with programming if you want to have a longevity in the IT security field. In my professional career, I spend my days as a vulnerability assessment and penetration tester, and I am, in a phrase, a hacker. I try to break into computer networks and web applications for banks and government agencies and private e-commerce providers to help them ensure the security of their applications and their networks. And in a lot of cases, it's required for PCI or for SAS 70 audits. So any of, amongst others, like HIPAA and such. So any of the major compliances that companies have to adhere to, and small businesses doing e-commerce websites, even anyone collecting credit cards, selling stuff online, potentially falls under PCI compliance regulations. So those are the gist of the industries and audits that I support as a professional hacker, if you will. Developers and website owners should at least get an overview of web security, because it's real easy to build a web application or a website that seems to work as expected. It will pass the data into the database and it will bring the data back and display it as you hope to see. But what they don't realize is that the experienced hacker can come into their website and steal the entire database, for example. And this can happen behind the scenes. The website owner will never know it. And so I think it's important, regardless of what role you play, from a programmer to a project manager who's overseeing websites, to at least have a good understanding on what are the things that you should be looking for. Every course I teach, I will see at least one student in every course that they have the epiphany. Whereas I'm teaching and explaining about how a hack works, or how some programming logic will fix a problem, and you can just see the light bulb go on as their eyes open up. And it's always wonderful to see that people are learning from the experience.